If you're in Arizona facing your first DUI charge, you may be stressing about the consequences. Aside from the financial stress of fines and fees, restrictions on where and when you can drive can affect your commute to work and leave you more frustrated than ever. Your license may be suspended, but it's important to know the exact parameters of your sentence. In some cases, even in the midst of jail time, offenders are still allowed to leave for the workday, which can help when dealing with the costs of the charge itself. Even after you've completed your required jail time, paid all your fines, and finished your counseling, you'll need to file to have your license reinstated. So whether you're grappling with the consequences or trying to understand life after completing your sentence, it's important to understand the state's full expectations for your future. Even before a DUI is involved, just driving without a current license can get you in a lot of trouble. According to Arizona law, it's illegal to drive on a public roadway while your privilege is revoked, suspended, canceled, or refused, and driving without a valid license is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Couple this with other state laws, and police not only have the right to arrest you on the spot, but can also impound your vehicle for 30 days. Although there is no mandatory jail time tied to the first offense, offenders can eventually face up to 6 months in jail. The stakes will rise for repeat offenders, as anyone with a prior conviction for driving on a suspended license in Arizona will face mandatory jail time. For the second offense, a prosecutor normally sentences 5 days in jail, but this quickly jumps to 30 days for the third offense. By the fourth, offenders are looking at 90 days and an entire 6 months for the fifth offense. What happens to your driver's license when you get a DUI? At the moment of inspection, an officer may decide to take a blood sample from a DUI suspect to evaluate their blood alcohol level. This sample may take weeks or months to be processed, but the evidence will hold the final verdict on whether the suspect was driving under the influence. In the meantime, the officer may take away the suspect's physical license and give them an admin per se, implied consent affidavit. This paper states that the suspect's license will be suspended for 90 days, 15 days from when it was served. For the first 30 days, they will not be allowed to drive at all. Over the final 60 days, they will be eligible to get a 2-2 from work and school driving permit. The suspect also has the option to request a hearing if they do not believe their blood alcohol level was above 0.08, or can prove they were not under the influence of any other substance. In doing so, they put off their 90-day suspension until the date of the hearing, but it is unlikely that they will completely escape the 90-day penalty. Finally, even if the police do not confiscate the license directly, they may file for the Department of Motor Vehicles to do so. If the blood test results come back positive, an officer can send paperwork to the Department of Motor Vehicles, who will process the request, and mail out a notice of the defendant's 90 license suspension, which will begin 20 days from the day it was mailed out. If your license is revoked, you may apply for a new license after completing your sentence or as your revocation period expires. Your driving record will be investigated to ensure that all the sentenced requirements were met, and if they find you're all set, you can reinstate your license for just $20. If your license is suspended, even for a set period of time, it will remain suspended until you have it reinstated. The fee to do so is typically only $10, but often after a DUI charge, the fee may jump up to $50. Hiring an experienced and locally based criminal attorney is an important step in the criminal process. A Phoenix criminal lawyer should be hired within the week following an arrest. A skilled criminal attorney should have specialized knowledge and access to the resources necessary to competently defend you and successfully fight your criminal charges. If you're facing charges relating to a DUI, you might want to understand Arizona's law and secure the right legal counsel to ensure a fair trial. Call the Phoenix DUI Lawyer Criminal Law Team at 602-900-9891 to get expert-level legal help with your case.